These are dumbbell flies on a low incline. You can also do them flat, but I do like a little bit of an incline, which I'll explain later. First, you need to set the bench height. So tilt the seat up a little bit, and then the incline of the bench is just a little bit lower than what you would have on an incline bench press, so about 15 to 20 degrees. Now, kicking up a flyer should be no problem because you'll never use as much weight on a flyer as what you will a bench press. Now, there's two things that separate a fly from a bench press. The first thing is the hand position. So in a flyer, our palms should be roughly facing towards each other. You can see that my palms are just on a slight angle outwards from that. The other difference between a fly and a bench is the depth of the movement. So in a fly, ideally, your elbows should be dropping much lower than what they do on a dumbbell bench press. Now, this puts those pec muscles under a lot more of a stretch, and that is the reason why you can't use as much load. Since we're letting the weights drop down so low, it does put our shoulders in a more unstable position. And for that reason, I don't recommend you let the dumbbells come out very wide. They should only really come out a little bit wider than what they do on a pressing movement. So if you're just minding your business, doing your flies, and someone comes up and they're like, hey man, you're not going wide enough on those flies, you can politely decline their advice, because if you let your elbows drop down real low and your arms go out wide, you'll be putting a lot more stress through your shoulder joint, and that's not what we're about. We're about putting stress on the muscle, so we're going for depth, but we're not going real wide. Now, regarding the foot position, you don't necessarily need to have this tucked back foot position, but I still do it because I do find that it helps me get a better stretch through my chest in the movement. So I would recommend it, but if you are more comfortable with your feet up on the bench, that's up to you. Oh yeah, and the difference between flat and a low incline, I find myself that the low incline does give me a little bit better stretch. It puts me in a position to get a better stretch through my pecs in this movement. And that's it.